Alright, what's up everybody? I'm just got through live streaming from here. I was hoping to live stream this trip, but I forgot that I don't have a case for my new phone yet.
0 minutes of remaining drive time.
My main dash cam has a butt gun in front of it, so I'm gonna go over here to the fuel island and I'll clean my windshield before I leave. So I don't want that butt gun being a nuisance. Not to mention, kind of like having a clean windshield to look through as well. So it's more noticeable to the camera than it is to me. You know, when I focus on the road ahead and what's going on, a lot of times what's on the windshield, doesn't even affect me much. Alright, so let's get this windshield clean and we'll get rolling. Alright, so we got some overcast skies here in Liberal, Kansas. Let's take a look at what the radar is showing. I do see a pretty good sized cell to the southwest of me, but it looks like it's dissipating. There's another smaller cell up here to the west northwest. I thought I was getting a couple sprinkles while I was out here washing the windshield, but don't feel anything. Amazes me how many of these guys have smartphones but don't use the Weigh My Truck app. The guy's over there hitting the button. You're doing it the traditional way, where you hit the button and you have to go inside to pay, and then only then will you be able to get your scale ticket so you can see what your weights are. Why are you over here on this side? Okay, well, so we'll start this first scene with just getting out of here. Maybe get past the weigh station that's just east of town, and then I'll cut forward over to where probably to Pratt, Kansas, where 54 and 61 meet up. US 54 and State Route 61. Have not yet decided which one of those routes I'm going to take. They both are good routes, but sometimes I just, which way do I feel like going? Quite often I decide to take 61 up to Hutchinson, Kansas, and then take US 50 across from there all the way to Emporia. As I mentioned in my live video. But again, we'll see how things go. Given the time of day, it's just after 4 p.m. local time, 1600. By the time I get into the Wichita area, it'd probably be between, I don't know, probably about 7:30 in the evening. Might not be too bad there. So it's worth considering going that way. But yeah, we'll see how things go. Overcast skies, so I'm gonna put my headlights on. Remember, in all states, all 50 states that I'm aware of, if you have to use your windshield wipers, it is required by law. You have to have your headlights on as well. And when it's rainy, I can tell you firsthand, it's for a really good reason. A lot of times I look in that mirror. It doesn't matter if there's water on the mirror or not. If there's so much water spraying up off the ground from my tires that a lot of times I can't see somebody there if they don't have their headlights on. So for your own safety, turn your headlights on if it's raining, right? One of my friends drive. drives for WFX, and he does drive a yellow truck. I don't think that was him. I was looking, trying to get as good a look at them as I could. I don't think that was him, but you know, could be wrong. I don't know where exactly he's at right now. Station is just a short distance up the road here. I already see the sign coming up about I think that's a sign right there, or is that a vehicle? I don't know, it might be the way station sign. It's about a mile or so, a mile and a half up the road. And yeah, a couple miles further up will be the way station. I got to talking to my dad the other day about how different parts of the country tend to see different types of intermodal freight come through. Like in my neck of the woods, which is also his neck of the woods, Southern Cal, most of the intermodal trains you see hauling containers and trailers and stuff, whatever, about 90% of it tends to be J.B. Hunt and Schneider equipment. And with like some other stuff like Alliance Shippers, YRC, UPS, maybe a Chinese container here and there mixed in. It's way station 2 miles ahead. Station's right up there about where the trees are at. I don't know if my dash cam is able to pick up the trees without zooming in the view, but it's up there. And then I go to different, like Sierra England, they have intermodal fleets. They have quite a few, actually a few different intermodal fleets, but in my area you don't really see their containers anywhere. They have containers actually that they send to other countries, and I don't really see their containers in California. But if I go up on I-80 in like Wyoming or Nebraska or somewhere, there's a better chance I'll probably. Nice, bypass. And it looks like the station's closed anyway. I see there's some red light underneath the sign coming up, which probably means it's closed. Should explain why I'm getting a bypass signal. Anyway, that's one where you might see Sierra England containers up there on I-80, but you won't really see them much in California. It's not that they're not there. In fact, they even have an intermodal fleet down there, but I don't really see them on trains that come through the Inland Empire and up into the desert. And then that intermodal train you just saw going by a minute ago, almost everything there was Chinese containers. Now, that's always something I know will be of interest to Mish, one of my friends and regular watchers here, or subscribers, since he does intermodal for KLOM up in the Chicago area. We tend to talk a lot about that kind of stuff. It's his area of expertise. I don't know too much about the intermodal world, so it's kind of like I can learn stuff from him. Anything related to do with that. Which I know some stuff there, but it's very, very limited compared to what he knows. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and fast forward to when we're getting into Pratt. Just before I'm getting into Pratt, that's where I'll start the next scene, and we'll go through until I'm past Pratt. Whether it'll be on 54 or on 61, we'll figure it out then. But that'll be the next scene here. Alright guys, we're coming into Pratt, Kansas right now. I think actually at 135 mile marker. I know 5 miles away is where Highway 61 is. Because I remember it being at the 140 mile marker. Again, I don't use GPS, I just remember this from coming through here a lot. city limits should be coming up really soon here. Starting to see a little bit of inhabited areas here. What little there is. Actually, Pratt's not a very large city, but it's not tiny either. Yeah, you'll see. It probably has 10,000 or so people here. If I had to guess, I don't know. I've decided, though, I will probably go ahead and stay on 54 straight out to Wichita and then get on I-35 there in Wichita. As I mentioned earlier, I tend to normally take 61 up here from here in Pratt up to Hutchinson and then take US 50 across, but I think I'll go ahead and do 54 this time. I want to see what's going on with the construction activity over there by where 54 and 35 meet up. So I don't think the traffic's going to be very much to worry about when I go through there, because it's already 6:12 right now, and if I had to guess, probably be 7:30, 8 o'clock, somewhere around that ballpark when I go through Wichita. Alright, 55 zone here, just sitting into the west side of Pratt now. I think my first time trying to get off from southbound 35 to westbound 54/400, made a mistake there because I just mentioned I don't use GPS, so I didn't have something telling me to, when I got off the turnpike there, you have no choice but to make a right turn, and because you're going southbound and you're going to naturally think that turning right from a southbound highway should make you go westbound. But in reality, where that interchange is, I-35 goes from southwesterly direction to straight to west. And then when it's going straight to the west, that's where the off-ramp is for US 54/400. And when you get off the turnpike, making a right actually makes you go east on 54 instead of west. But when you get off there, that's your only option, is to go east. And shortly after you get onto 54, there's a U-turn lane that you're supposed to get into and cross back over to the westbound side. I missed that, and I thought I was already going west, because hey, I'm going from south to west. It should just be a right turn. And oops, nope, didn't work out that way. I ended up going probably a good 20 miles down the road in the wrong direction on 54 before I realized why have I not passed this particular truck stop that used to exist that I know I should have already passed by now. So, you know, it had me really questioning. Not to mention, I saw some signs saying 54 east or 400 east, whatever it was. I'm like, it's not wrong. Because mind you, I have seen some areas where the signs actually really are signed incorrectly. It doesn't happen often, but I have seen it. So I was initially wondering if maybe it was just signed wrong. Which I'll sidebar on that as well when I'm done with this story. Anyway, I ended up stopping at some little gas station that has truck parking, and ended up figuring out, oh damn, I am going the wrong way. I ended up getting myself turned back around, and so I added about an hour total to my trip needlessly. About a mile and a half or so from Highway 61. Again, I will not be taking 61 this particular trip, although I usually do. Very easy to find it because one, there's a traffic light there. There's a Casey's General Store, also truck stop, on the left side of the street, basically on the northeast corner of the intersection. And there are other restaurants and stuff there and whatnot in the area too. Anyway, yeah, I ended up eating about an hour of extra time off my clock and the trip ETA, not realizing that until after the fact. And I was like wondering, how in the hell did I go wrong on this? Because I thought there was only one way to get off the freeway there. It only gave me one option. So, and then when I finally got back over to where the spot was at, I realized that I think there was a UPS truck, or there was some kind of LTL truck. I don't remember if it was UPS or somebody else, but there was another truck right in front of me. I saw them turn into that U-turn lane, but I thought they were, they only had one trailer with them, not two. So I thought they were just going, I thought they were just taking their trailer to a local area business there to make a delivery or pickup or something along that line, and didn't think much of it, until I got back in the area after figuring out I went the wrong way. That I was supposed to make that same turn that the UPS or whatever truck had made. Alright, so anyway, here's the Casey's right here. This will be State Route 61 right here. In fact, my lane there turns into a right turn only lane. Got a McDonald's right here. Right here is the Casey's with the truck stop. Walmart across the street. Taco Hell, Dollar Tree. There are a couple other restaurants back over here as well. Anyway, so story time about poor signage. One time I was in, what's the name of that town over in, it's where the ports are at over by Houston. The port, I think is what it's called. Isn't that correct? Somewhere over in that area, I was with CR England at the time, and I had I want to say it was a pickup, could have been a delivery though. Whatever, I was over there doing something, and then I had to get back over to, I'm sorry guys, from Texas, I don't know that interstate well enough. I don't know if it's I-37 or some other number. I don't recall. Whatever that interstate is that goes down there from there, or U.S. Highway, whatever it was, that goes up toward Houston. I had to get on the service road, and I was trying to go north toward Houston. And I remember when I was coming up on the service road, there was a sign right there saying, I-35 south, turn right, and then north, go straight ahead, and then basically cross over to the other side. I'm like, that's not right. Because I know damn well I'm facing west right now, and I need to go that way to my right to go north, and I know that's the direction that Houston's in. And why would I cross over to the other side of the interstate to go that direction? It made no sense at all. So I trusted my instinct on that and said, forget what the sign says. I'm going to turn right on the service road, but right on the near side of the interchange there. And sure enough, I was correct. I had another time in Barstow. I think it was in my personal vehicle. Was that my personal vehicle or my truck? I forget. Anyway, I was northbound 15 in Barstow at the L Street exit. Now, L Street is where a lot of the older time, older school truckers would be more familiar with than newer school. Because back in the day, Barstow, their main truck stops were right there off of where L Street now extends to and Main Street. Back in the day, it used to be that L Street exit didn't exist, and there was actually the West Main Street exit, and it was a flyover ramp that would basically merged in, the northbound and southbound 15 off-ramps would merge together and get you down there to Main Street, and the off-ramps would be right there. And then right over to the left side, where there's now I want to to say it's like Korean or Chinese restaurant, like private. I think it's a private Korean restaurant or something, and then a truck wash there, and I want to say a drop yard as well. Right there is that used to be called Husky Truck Stop. That used to be the go-to truck stop in the Barstow area before all of the truck stops off the Linwood Road exit even existed. I think actually there was the one truck stop there off the Linwood Road exit, and that was what is now the TA. I want to say that was Rick Griffin's Travel Center, but I get mixed up because I know Pilot Flying J is the one that bought out a lot of the Rick Griffins, and Pilot is across the street from TA. But I know for a fact that Pilot building is newer than the TA, because I remember at a point in time growing up there in Barstow when the one that is now TA was the only thing there that existed. The McDonald's there, the Pilot, they did not exist. I don't even know if the truck wash there, Little Sisters, I don't even think that existed. I think that was added on later. And then almost nothing over on the other side until the factory outlet mall there got built, and then they started adding on more stuff there. So yeah, the Linwood Road exit there in Barstow has seen a lot of expansion as far as businesses, mostly tourist related and truck driver related, but you know, and good for Barstow there on that part. But anyway, yeah, where the Husky truck stop, you know, used to be, is where like where all of the truckers went. All right, so fast forward, I think a couple of years ago, I think I was already with JCT by then, and yeah, I think I was stopping. I think I was getting off that exit to meet up with my parents for a little bit at the Arco station right there at the corner of Vale and Main. So my parents live only like a mile or two away from there. Got off there, waiting to make my left turn to go down toward Arco, down L Street, and when I look across from the off-ramp to the on-ramp, they have signs for I-15 on both sides of the on-ramp. One of them said north and the other one said south. So I started laughing, and I think I took a snapshot of it with my dash cam, saved it, and then posted it online and got hey, check this out. I even remember putting it on Twitter and tagging Caltrans District 8 in it and say, hey, which one of your clowns did this? And yeah, I kind of left it open for people to try to figure out what exactly I was talking about. But if you had an eye for detail, it was very easy to pick up on. Hey, the sign on this side says north, but the sign on that side says south, but it's the same on-ramp. So, for that reason, I say, don't always trust what the signs say. Use your, have a knowledge, a familiarity with what direction you're actually facing or traveling. Yeah, which ordinal direction you're going and which ordinal direction you're wanting to go toward when you're making a turn. And that always tells you, usually always tells you if you need to hit a ramp or street on the near side or the far side of whatever that interchange is at. There are some special cases though, like where the Flying J and Love's truck stops are at in Ripon, California, up in Scotty D's neck of the woods. When you're leaving the truck stops there and getting back over to Highway 99, yeah, that's one where it'll mislead you. Because you would think that the first ramp you see be the one going on 99 north, and then the second ramp would be 99 south. If I recall, that interchange is actually the opposite way. The first ramp you see is actually also on the right for the southbound side, and then it's kind of like it goes under and around, kind of like an interstate to interstate type interchange. And then right after that one is the one that you use to get onto 99 north. So sometimes you just got to have familiarity with the area to not be confused. And that's one of those where even if you're following GPS, If you're not familiar with the way the interchange is laid out, there's a chance you might get on the wrong ramp. Just, hey, it says get on ramp to such and such right now, or 500 feet or whatever, and then you accidentally get on the, because two ramps are right there by each other. You get on one thinking it's the other. Now, anyway, that was Pratt, and I don't know how many miles I have from Wichita. I'll have some more coverage from you when I get to Wichita, though, more likely. Got a little over 2.5 hours, actually not quite 2.5 hours driven drive time in so far. I'll have some more footage for you guys when we get to Wichita. Alright guys, we're getting into the Wichita area now. Still on just on the west, about to get into the west end of town. Just got through Goddard. Goddard was the town I remembered. I knew for sure it used to have a little truck stop there, and then I just went by it a couple minutes ago, and because I know they closed the place down, but now it's just some grass. It looked like it was some grass field. It looks like nothing was ever even there when it actually used to be a truck stop. A small one, but it was, because I used to sometimes stop there. Yeah, it's right by where the McDonald's is at over there in Goddard. And yeah, I went by, it's just looks like a grass field now. Alright, there's a couple of ways you can go to get to I-35 northbound once you get here into town. I know a number of our drivers tend to get on 235. I want to say they go south to the south end of town and then get on 35 down there, because it runs in with damn it. Yeah, you gotta go past the 135 interchange and then down a little bit further, and it's kind of diagonal that way and then back up. The other way is if you just stay here on 54/400, yeah, it'll take you right to 35, but you have the lights and stuff to deal with. I actually don't mind coming this way sometimes, because there's actually a Sam's Club and Walmart over here on the west side of Wichita, not that far from 135. You can actually park your truck there in the Sam's Club lot. Yeah, so if you want to go shopping at all or just need somewhere to park, it's a good option. Last time I've been through here, they had a lot of construction going on, and I remember you had to take I think you had to take a service road a couple of miles up the road and then end up on, what's that, K94 or whatever that highway is, going north, and then like the very first exit on it, or I think that K194 was also 135 or something like that, I don't remember. Or no, is it 94? You get too much bouncer. I can see it on the map. I can see it's 90 something. 96. K96 to go north from 54/400, and the very first exit is I-35, or that'll get you to I-35. They were only, it was basically a temporary detour where you'd have to go that way to get onto 35 from here. Whereas normally you can take if I remember right, because it's been so long, and what few times I've been through here in recent years, I was always having to use that detour route. I think, I want to say you get right on to 35 north from here on 54 when it's not under construction. Kansas natural storm. Right, just right, turn at Seville. Getting pretty close over here. To the right will be the airport here in town. Dwight D. Eisenhower National, I guess is what they call it. I see it on the map. And then shortly after that, I'll be crossing I-235. Again, 235 is I know it's the way a number of drivers I know tend to like to go to get over to 35 north. I usually just take 54 straight across. Home Depot. I want to say pretty close. It's not this section here, is it? Do you consider? It's coming up really soon. Up here pretty close by is where the Sam's Club and Walmart are at. Alright, give you guys a little advice here. This pickup right in front of me, the passenger, no shoes on, no big deal, but she has her feet up on the top of the dashboard. Now, that's fine and all, I guess, but you do not, trust me, you do not want your feet to be anywhere near there if there's any kind of an accident and the airbag's deployed. Because you're going to seriously be wishing you did not do that if you get in an accident and that happens. Trust me on that. Ross, Joanne's, Famous Footwear, TJ Maxx. Yeah, I think it's... Yeah, here's the trucks right here. I see them right back here behind this... Is that Northern Tool and Equipment? And then Sam's Club is right over here. I don't see any trucks parked in the Sam's Club lot today. They're all on the next one over to the west. Interesting. I think, if I remember right, I think Mythbusters or somebody did an episode, a thing on that once where they had their crash test dummies arranged with them like that, their feet like that, and oh yeah, their legs were obliterated. And also, I've actually heard testimonials where I remember a woman saying that she had her feet up like that when she was she got involved in an accident. Yeah, this car is going to be a problem for me. This car is going just a hair slower than I want to be running, and by the other. Oh, come on, are you fucking kidding me? I just went over there to get away from you. Shithead. Yeah, her legs ended up in like different directions, like all mangled, and I think she was able to, I think they were able to save her legs, not have to amputate them. But she was very, very badly damaged on, injured with her legs, and like months and months and months of physical therapy, and I don't think she'll ever fully recover. Alright, I've had enough fun with this car. Just the wrong speed. Now I got this Chrysler 300. Now see, now they were wanting to go in. They could have gone around me to the left. There's nobody over there. But this person here just, I don't know. They're not doing anything wrong, but all they're doing is just being incredibly annoying for me. little bit, just enough to this back and forth yo-yo shit to notice. Change my zoom. I don't know, might have to still get on 96 to get over to 35. Can't tell. Well, there is a, I think there might be an on-ramp at the same spot where the off-ramp is as well. It's been so long now since I've been able to use that, if I even ever did. I don't know for sure. I want to say you can. I think there is a on-ramp in that same spot. Sports bar. Alright, got downtown Wichita right here to the left of us now. Central Business District exit. Got I-135 coming up very soon. Crossing over whatever this river is. I don't know if that's that Missouri River or something else. Might be a different one. I don't know. I'm not sure. It looks big enough to be the Missouri. Missouri River is pretty big, pretty good sized river. It's a decent sized river, but it's, I don't know, it's that big. Trust Bank Arena, straight here to the left. Alright, just after 7:30 p.m., so yeah, I made it to Wichita right around the time I thought I was going to be here, but it's been so long since I've come through here. And I think someone having a birthday party, and they're kind of making it easy for people to figure out where it is or something. I don't know what that's all about there. Almost thought there was a shrine right there. Well, why would they have a bunch of balloons set up there unless it's for a party or something? Black car back over here I gotta watch for. Look like he's checking up though. Oh no, yeah, kind of. Not enough, and I can't move. I got someone next to me. Looked over that way to try to make eye contact with the driver. Just said no, so he knows that I see him, and he knows that I know that he sees me. Nothing I could really do because they had, you know, I'd say was it the SUV I think over there was right next to me until it moved over right at that moment. Yeah, it's something that always fascinates me with cemeteries here in the, let's say, in most of the other parts of the country versus what I see in California. Cemeteries in California are predominantly, the gravestones are just rectangle shaped and they're flush with the ground. So you don't see all these things standing upright. Okay, look like we still got to use Highway 96 to get to 35. Just saw a sign there saying 35 and Kansas Turnpike detour use 96. make a brief stop also. I think I'll do Emporia, the Flying J there. I really don't like stopping at that Flying J, to be honest with you. I may end up going to either the TA up, I keep forgetting the name of that town that the TA's in, north of Emporia, or Loves in Ottawa. Might stop there and get myself to, do a restroom break, fresh drink and all that, and continue the trip. We're going to see it here until we're actually on 35 North. Once we're 35 North, the next step will be probably stopping at whatever truck stop it's going to be. And we'll do some more footage going across 68 or whatever that highway is. The one that goes across, it turns into Highway 2 or 7, whatever the hell it is. I just know it's a single digit highway, and it ends up and actually goes straight across to Harrisonville. Driving through here, it really doesn't look like a bad city at all here overall. Now on the parts of I-35 in town though, yeah, it doesn't look like the kind of town I'd want to live in, but coming through here on 54, actually it looks fairly well developed and kind of clean, I guess I would say, a little bit more well maintained, I guess. Alright, I-35 detour, use 96, exit 3 miles. Crossing Webb Road right now. Right here on Webb Road is where the interchange is supposed to be. I can see the off ramp. I just passed by it on the map. So right there at Webb Road would have been where it should be. But at least now I don't have to use it doesn't look like I have to use a service road anymore like I used to have to do. Still gotta get on 96, but it's better than taking this service road up at 45 miles an hour and doing these all these traffic lights. Okay, so up here, 3/4 mile up is where 35 on-ramp is supposed to be, I guess. No, that's K96. I think, yeah, that's probably that's K96 detour 235. Wait. Yeah, I don't, so, that only goes to the south side. Southbound side of 35 or whatever. I can't tell. They got it all, it's even broken up on the map. I can't tell what's, how it's supposed to look or how it did look. Okay, so here's the southbound side, or at least was, or temporarily isn't. Okay, so they're doing a new, I think it's a cloverleaf ramp right here to get onto the northbound side. That's what it looks like. Yeah, and it's down to one lane here on 35 itself. The right lane is closed. They got K-rail up there between the right lane and the lane that's open. very first off ramp will be the one that I'm going to take. Get off the freeway there. It's hard to see the traffic coming over the overpass, but it's not a very heavy traveled road if I remember right. 127th Street East. Get off the freeway there and then you turn right, and then that street will take you to 35 on ramp. Okay, it's a cloverleaf style on ramp. I just saw it over here. So I'm going to need to stay right for it. So I've been using K61 for so long now to go out this way. I forgot how all this interchange is set up. So I remember this part. Alright, see the angle of the road is difficult, and you got a tree right there also restricting your view. It's not a perpendicular angle that the road is at, so you have to basically look back behind the tree to see if there's any traffic coming. Even decide to stop at one of these service plazas here. I know there are a couple. I think there's at least one or two if I remember right. And it would be a more convenient stop than one of the truck stops. But then again, it's quarter to 8 p.m. now. So then there's that other. Well, yeah, I don't necessarily need a parking spot to park in. I can always just go to the fuel island. Let's see. I think about 190 or so miles to go, and yeah, I think I have enough fuel to get all the way to Harrisonville. I'm just over 3/8 fuel. I usually expect about at least 100 miles per eighth. That ballpark. So with what I have right now, I expect that I should be able to make it a good about 200 miles before I need to worry about getting fuel again. And I have a little bit, just under 200 to go. Actually, I'm just a little bit above 3/8, so I think I'll be fine. Definitely close ahead. Up here to the merge point, aren't we? Because y'all can't handle being behind a truck that's already doing the speed limit. Behind a truck that is doing the same speed limit that you have to abide by. I should point out. Yeah, look at this. This Honda here going to try to pass me as well. Nope. Denied. I'll make sure of that. I moved just a little bit left to discourage them. Not enough to get completely in their way, but enough to discourage them from trying it. It's like it's okay for you to cut me off, but it's not okay for me to cut you off. Bullshit. I mean, I'll give you the room to still get around me if you really want to try it, but I'll make sure I put a little bit of a squeeze on you to make it uncomfortable for you and make you rethink your decision. Where are you going to go? I'm sitting here stuck behind this car now. We're all doing the speed limit. So you're going to get in front of one truck and then put yourself at risk if something happens in front of us and I can't stop quickly enough. Which place do you really think is a better place to be, behind me or in front of me? And that's a stupid logic that a lot of people have. People can't handle not being able to see around a truck. For one, not to mention they always drive faster than us. Never mind the fact of doing the speed limit. It's not like we're in California with their stupid ass 15-mile-an-hour split limit. Auto Hill Repair. That's something I've seen those kind of businesses around in the region, like in Oklahoma and all that. And it's funny because you don't see those kind of businesses in California. We don't. I mean, we get hell, just not anywhere near the extent that this region gets. You go to my neck of the woods and you'll get a disproportionately large number of car washes, though, I'll tell you that. Even I wonder, why don't we have so many car washes in my area? I don't know either. I mean, car washes in Victorville area or Hesperia are like liquor stores in Compton or something. I don't know Compton that well, but I'm like that. So watching like the movie Boys in the Hood. Yeah, that scene there where what is it, Lawrence Fishburne, is it? I think he's the one who plays what was it, Gray's dad? I think there's a scene in there where he talks about, why do you think they have so many liquor stores out here? In this neighborhood, and I think they were in Compton and in a bad neighborhood, and he was trying to teach his kid and his kid's friend whatever about the difference between the neighborhood they're in and the neighborhood that he was showing there. And there is some truth to that, because growing up in Barstow, Barstow's not a very affluent city. Actually, the poverty rate is definitely above normal there. It's over 30%, which is high. There are plenty of liquor stores in that area, and they're especially close to where the lower class or lower income neighborhoods are located too. So we're going fast. We'll cut forward again to wherever I plan to stop. Let's say it might be Service Plaza, it might be Love's, it might be TA, I don't know. Alright guys, got the Towanda Service Plaza coming up here. I'm going to go ahead and stop here. There was a sign back there saying there's 37 truck parking spots available. I suspect there are not that many, and even if there aren't whatever, I always park in the fuel island. Not planning on being there long anyway. Meanwhile, Dodger game's getting ready to start. Like Trevor Bauer is going to be on the mound tonight.
Camry, get out there. Visit buyatoyota.com for all offers. Trevor Bauer on the mound, 5-3 with the 2.07 ERA. The pride of Hart High School in Santa Clarita. 30-year-old right-hander making his 11th start of this season. Last time out,
there are a bunch of spots open here.
6 innings, 2 runs, 4 hits, 4 walks in a loss to the Houston Astros. Batters, though, against them are hitting just 145 against Bauer this year. 5-3 record, but a low 2.07 ERA. This is just his 3rd career start against the Cardinals. He's 0-1 with a 5.56 ERA.
Go ahead and put it in a regular spot if they're already over here on this end. It looks like there should be a couple over here.
That 8 wins leads the major league. Weeks.
The way
25-year-old right-hander.
you never know. The fuel island could fill up quickly. I don't think it will, but there's always that off chance it could.
Well, it was his worst start. 3 2/3 innings, 3 runs, and a loss to the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah, I'll put it here next to this dry van.
Against the Dodgers. This is his 5th career start. 1-1 with a 108 and 108 ERA and 36 strikeouts. All right, time for the national anthem. Brought to you by Mutual America Financial Group, dedicated to providing high-value retirement plans.
I like the angle they have these spots slanted at. Makes it easy to get in and out of the spots.
For our national anthem.
Wish rest areas would do that more.
Mackenzie, U.S. Marine Corps Iraq War veteran,
so
whose goal is to
take me
inspire
back.
people worldwide through his music.
Beverage containers is a triple play. That's what a hamburger's all about.
Everything's going right for the dog. 4.
Built for tub.
Navient tankless water heaters.
For endless hot water, visit tanklessmadesimple.com.
At San Manuel Casino.
All thrill.
It's time for Dodger.
Alright guys, about ready to roll here. I wanted to make sure this guy's settled in. He just pulled into the spot. Looks like he's still trying to settle in actually.
Rick Monday.
Looks like he's backing up.
On this Memorial Day, live from Dodger Stadium is the opening game of a 3-game series between your world champion Los Angeles Dodgers and the St. Louis Cardinals. Hi everybody, Rick Monday alongside Charlie Steiner with producer-engineer Wayne McDonald. Absolutely glorious afternoon, and happy to have you aboard for the Dodger Ball Club, trying to get back on the winning track. Having dropped 3 out of 4 in the just completed series of the San Francisco Giants. The Giants, by the way, earlier won their ball game. San Diego has lost. The Dodgers, they started today 2.5 games out of first place in the Western Division. For the St. Louis Cardinals, for Mike Schilt and his crew, they start today in first place in National League Central Division, a half game in front of the Cubs. Well, the Cubs have won their game, so technically the Cardinals and Chicago Cubs tied in the Central. The Dodgers 31-22. Here's their starting lineup for tonight's ball game. It'll be Mookie Betts returning to the starting lineup. And he's in right field. Max Muncy, who hit career number 100 in the home run department yesterday, is in first base. Justin Turner is at third. Cody Bellinger is third.
Gave them a thank you, Wayne, for backing off and staying behind me instead of trying to pass me on the right behind the other truck, the pickup. Alright, so perhaps some more footage here. We'll get off the freeway in Ottawa. Start heading, not to the left, but start heading across Highway 68 or whatever that highway is. See you guys then. Alright guys, we're coming up into the Ottawa area. Exit 182 right here. I believe this is the one with the left truck stop. I do need to use the restroom, so I'm going to go probably stop here for a few, take care of that here. And we'll continue about 5 miles up the road past this to the exit for Highway 2868, whatever the hell it's called. That's one that'll take me over across to Harrisonville.
Edmund, for a fleeting moment, thought he had it.
Currently, the Dodgers are leading 2-1. It's been a game of home runs. All 3 runs, combined have been scored have been solo homers.
There goes the runner, swinging a fly ball well hit. The center field way back, and that one is gone. A home run. A 2-run home run for Dylan Carlson. His 5th of the year. And now the Cardinals have a 3-2 lead. All 5 runs tonight by way of home runs.
No, it's actually the next exit.
That's what happens when you get ahead early and you don't finish off
the US 59 exit.
And Edmund got a huge jump from
The
first
Dodgers
base.
just blew the lead.
Yes, he
Now
was
it's
taken
3-2
out, but he
St.
gets run
Louis.
around the bags after he got the second.
So the Cardinals with a 3-2 lead. As Paul Goldschmidt steps in, and he skies one to center field. Bellinger going back. The step in front of the warning track, he'll make the catch. For the second out of the 6th, where the Cardinals have scored 3 and taken the lead 3-2. Arenado has struck out and bounced into a double play. From Lake Forest, El Toro High School, Nolan Arenado. He takes low and outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
We'll get a little bit of a quick idea how crowded the lot is here too.
High and away, 2-0.
It being Memorial Day, Monday the 31st.
Is warming up in the
might not be full. I mean, I went by the TA over there in Burlington or wherever you call that town up there, between Emporia and here. There was actually a pretty good number of spots still vacant. I mean, it was more than half occupied, but there was definitely plenty of parking available still there.
He's trying to erase the swing.
I don't need any parking spots here at this Love's, but come on. But it does help to know what the parking situation's like here, because it might give me a little bit of a clue what it might be like in Harrisonville at the Sapp Brothers. I'm already expecting that the lot will probably be full when I get there. It is what it is. I figured if anything, I'll have to just hang out in the parking lot. Maybe invent my own spot, or just hang out and wait to see when somebody leaves. And with the Walmart DC right there, it's only a matter of time before somebody's going to end up leaving the lot to go make their delivery. If not that, or maybe even somebody, one of the midnight oil runners, whatever. One of those guys could start the shift, or somebody could be parked and just on a 30-minute break or something, or taking a nap and continuing their shift. That always, sooner or later, somebody always leaves.
Tailbone complete.
The most podcasted show in LA sports is Petro Cincinnati. The San Diego Padres are using a quote-unquote swag chain, like Miami football has the turnover chain. This is the franchise of Tony Gwynn. It is beyond embarrassing.
I'm going to clean my windshield on here too. It's got a pretty good number of bug guts on it.
Weekdays at 3 on AM 570 LA Sports and on the iHeartRadio app. Discover a new gaming experience that's out of this world at San Manuel Casino. Find your new favorite slots and table games, unforgettable promotions, and dining experiences that put us above the rest. Up the ante by joining our members rewards program, Club Serrano, and unlock special discounts, promotions, and so much more. Discover the future of all thrills.
Memorial Day Monday night. Cardinals 3 runs, 3 hits, and Dodgers 2 runs, 3 hits. Muncy is the time run at second base. As Turner steps in, he's lined out and struck out. He takes low, 1 ball.
Alright, let's go finish this trip up. I've done 355 miles so far. I have an expected about 410. So I'm about 55 miles out from the DC at this point. Should take a little bit less than an hour to get there.
Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Justin Turner. The Cubs, with their win today, are tied for first place with the Cardinals. Two and 0 to Turner. Belzig set at the belt and delivers. High, 3 balls and no strikes. Belzig's walked 15 batters in 21 innings. So now he falls behind Turner 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes. Muncy leading from second. Turner taking all the way a strike. 3-1. Chris
Back
Bryant
on
in the home run
northbound
today for the
35.
Cubs. Got a 13-game hitting streak. Tatis Jr. hit his 16th home run of the year. 3-1 to Turner. Let's see a short lead at second. Coming in for the second baseman. Maybe 6 or 7 steps off the bag, keeping Muncy as close as possible. Outfield straight away. To a 3-1. Elsley to Turner. Hard ground ball. Pass to Donnie Arenado. Rounding third, holding there is Muncy. If it gets past Arenado, you know it's a hit. First and third, 1 out, and Bellinger coming up.
No chance at all for Dino Evil to send Muncy. They said to make sure the ball got through the infield to begin with. O'Neill was playing rather shallow. In charge of the
Dino
ball.
Evil, the third base coach for the Dodgers, is actually from Barstow. Actually a classmate of my brother-in-law.
Coming out, he's going to take Elsley out. Lefty Genesis Cabrera coming in to face Cody Bellinger when we come back.
And Dino Evil played a pretty full career with the Dodgers minor league organization. I've never really tracked too closely exactly where all he's been, but I know he was with the Dodgers minor league farm system, as you might call it, for pretty much his entire playing career, as far as I know. Then he became the third base coach for the Dodgers themselves.
From a team of certified fire experts with professional design, installation, testing, inspections, and 24/7 monitoring. It's One More Way Fire, last minutes match.
Alright, it's Highway 68. That's what I thought it was. Coming up 1 3/4 mile away, Ottawa and Lewisburg. I'll be going right through Lewisburg. I believe that's the one that's right off of US 169. We got US 169 and US 69 I'll be going through. I'm going past. I don't remember which one is which. But Lewisburg is right on the other side of one of those two. I just forget which one it is. Might be 69. Or, I don't know, I keep forgetting, I'm getting it mixed up, but I forget which one comes in which order. I just know that 169 is the one that goes up to Olathe, up to the Tyson plant up there, and it also got Trans Am Trucking right there at the corner, right next to the Tyson plant. Alright, now Cody Bellinger hasn't had any hits yet since he came back from his injury, and see if he manages to do something this time.
Fastball, slider, changeup. He has clocked at 100 miles an hour on 3 pitches.
In 25 2/3 innings, he has struck out 28. First and third, 1 out. Bellinger still looking for his first hit since coming off the injured list. Cabrera missing glowing outside. 1 ball and no strikes. The Cardinal pitching change brought to you by Navient Tankless Water Heaters with proven performance for efficient and endless hot water. Visit tanklessmadesimple.com. Will Smith on deck. First and third, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th. Cardinals 3, Dodgers 2. Cabrera set at the chest, delivers to Bellinger, low and outside. And it's 2 balls, no strikes.
And it throws hard. Back-to-back curveballs in this at-bat.
Bellinger has struck out twice. Struck out twice yesterday. And once in his first game back on Saturday. Cardinals 3, Dodgers 2, first and third, 1 out. Dodgers with a threat here in the bottom of the 6th. The 2-0. Grounded foul of the first base.
Alright, so eastbound 68 here. It'll eventually turn into Missouri 7, I think, or Missouri 2, whatever it's called. You guys will figure it out from the map. Well, fast forward to, we're going, there are some turns to make up there where Highway 2 or 7, whatever you want to call it, meets up with, what is that road? County Road Delta or something like that. Something along that line. Meanwhile, there's a Walmart distribution center right here to my right. I've never personally been to it, but I'm familiar with it. Guys, getting ready to cross into Missouri right now. We're on State Route 68 still. It's going to turn into Missouri 2 or 7, whatever. I can't even tell. The icon's too small. I want to say it's 7, but I could be wrong. But I'm about to cross the... I've got the state line right here at this... this little hill right here. Then we'll have a left turn here in the town of Westline. Coming up really soon here. Alright, end of State Route 68.
Memorial Day weekend, and also thinking about why it is Memorial Day. The 1-2. Play on that mid strike 3. Gonzalez strikes out Thomas. That will end the inning. The Cardinals score.
We're about 16 or so miles out now from
Memorial Day, of course.
Or maybe even less than that. From the Walmart DC, or more so for this video's purpose. Say the Sapp Brothers right down the street from Walmart.
This evening's thrilling flyover. Based at the Van Nuys Airport out in the San Fernando Valley since 1962, the Condor Squadron is all volunteer, nonprofit organization dedicated to preserving and honoring military aviation through flight, exhibition, and remembrance. Founded by World War II fighter pilots, the Condor Squadron proudly maintains and flies the original North American AT-6. Your pilots today are Flight Leader and President Chris Rushing, Eric Syme,
Left turn here to dead
Rob
end.
Sandberg.
This is, what is it, County Road Delta or something like that. Yeah, Delta. Okay, and it's State Route 2, not 7.
Now, fans, would you please rise and remove your caps for the singing of God Bless America, accompanied by organist Dieter Rule. Please welcome back Elliot McKenzie.
Just in case there are any licensing issues, even the sound of a song that somebody might have licensing rights to might prevent me from someday monetizing this. I don't tend to monetize my videos because right now I'm trying to, I want to work on slowly building up the subscriber count, I guess, and interest. And I can't maintain that if videos get disrupted too much by ads for those of you guys who do not watch, who do not subscribe to YouTube Premium or YouTube Red, whatever you want to call it. If you do subscribe to YouTube Premium, it sure does make things a lot nicer because it doesn't, no matter how much advertising other people will see, you won't see even one single ad. I'm a subscriber myself, and it's great because I never see ads. And yeah, and I have the ability to monetize, and some of my videos are monetized, but for the most part, I don't monetize because I'm not too concerned about making money off YouTube. make a little bit here and there, whatever. More so off the more heavily watched videos like my double blindside video. All right, right turn right here where 2 and Delta split back off. And I'll be going through the town of Freeman, Missouri here before long. Should be within about 14 miles of the Walmart DC, and should be about 11 to 12 or so from I-49. And we'll get to Freeman before the halfway point, so shouldn't be any more than maybe 3 or 4 miles. Probably about 4 or so miles out from Freeman. Taking long at all, I gotta pee again. So I'll be looking forward to getting Sapp Brothers. Rumble strip there, and I was trying to gently pull it back over to the right side, but it also felt like maybe some ruts in the road were also trying to keep me on the rumble strips.
17 and 16 strikeouts, 15 walks. Opponents hitting 240.
Alright guys, we're getting close to I-49 now. We just got past Highway Delta, or Double D. Not too much further up the road before we'll be hitting I-49 southbound. Dodgers going into the top, going into the 8th inning now, up 6-4.
Don't forget what Memorial Day is all about. Happy Memorial Day weekend from AM 570 KLAC Los Angeles, 98.7 KYSR HD2 Los Angeles.
Turning Thunderbirds Monday. Chris McDonald, David Bastet getting ready for Dr. Talk immediately following the game. Through 7 innings of play tonight. The Dodgers 6 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. The Cardinals 4 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors. Bauer.
Now we'll have a way station also on 49 in between where the left is at and where the Walmart, DC, and Sapp Brothers are. So I want to say that's Highway 7. Yeah, it is Highway 7. Which I have taken out Highway 7 before and I go over toward like Arkansas.
Ball into short center field. 1 pitch, 1 out. Bellinger with an easy catch. Morongo Casino.
There's 49 right up ahead.
Safest casino.
Yeah, right turn coming up here to get on the southbound side.
Dylan Carlson, 1 for 3, including a home run. Back in the
Cass
second.
County Justice Center.
Dodgers leading at 6-4 with 1 out. There's a strike. 0-1. I was thinking this morning, this being Memorial Day, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, being in Little League in a small town on Long Island, in a parade in the morning with the volunteer firemen and the police, a high school band that we go to.
Way station 2 miles away, and the left is coming right up at that very first exit.
Strikes now to Dylan Carlson. What do you remember when you were about that age, Memorial Day, playing?
Well, flyovers to begin with, and then we had a magnificent flyover.
There's a pop-up foul to the left and into the stands off the bat of left-handed hitting Dylan Carlson Poet.
But growing up in a family that did have some military, it was more than just a picnic. And then as you get older and older, and you go and attend services.
I have seen this way station open before, but at this hour, highly unlikely. It's just a hair after 11 p.m. now, 11:02 to be more precise.
Ground ball to second base. 10th Street throws to first. There's 2 out.
And if anything, the fact that families get together brings us all closer together and appreciate what we are able to do in this country. Freedom's not free.
Alright, bypass signal, and like I said, it's probably going to be closed anyway. It's Highway 2 eastbound here where the left is at.
2 weeks ago.
See a truck hitting on the on-ramp there. Let's see if I can get by before he comes down to the end of the ramp though. May have to move over for him. No, should be fine.
Now Goldschmidt, the hitter, explains that this is 0-1 with 2 out. In the 8th, the Dodgers leading the Redbirds 6-4. Nate Jones on in relief of Gonzalez, who faced one batter, struck him out. Bauer went 6.
Way station confirmed closed.
The 0-1. Strike on the outside corner. It's 0-2.
4 of us were talking in the booth.
The very first exit after the way station is ours. It's Highway 7. Southbound exit, basically.
The 0-2. Goldschmidt just gets a piece of it. 1,000.
We got a couple other trucks getting off here also.
Pilar has protective mask.
Church and Dwight has a facility here too, huh?
5 miles an hour.
Church and Dwight they have a facility in Victorville right by where I park my truck too.
There's a line drive right into the club.
These guys are both they're both getting on 7 southbound, going the opposite direction from where I'm going.
LA's best sports talk.
The real home of the Dodgers.
Don't spend more than you have to on your mobile service. Spectrum Mobile could save you up to 40% versus what you're paying now. And nationwide 5G is included in every data plan. Plus, Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speed and the most reliable mobile service coast to coast.
Now let's see how much luck we have finding a parking spot.
SpectrumMobile.com today.
Like I said, I'm not expecting to find one, but I don't get lucky. I don't see any yet so far on this side of the lot.
To introduce the new 2021 Ford Explorer, we brought in an expert.
Hi, I'm Eric Dickerson.
Most people know him as a Hall of Fame running back.
But I'm also an expert on the Explorer. I had one of the originals.
Of course, the 2021 Ford Explorer has a few additions, like a
I remember my first time driving too.
and an available hybrid powertrain.
I can say it's something you have to test drive to believe.
No stop sign on my side, if I remember right, and everybody else does.
Today, here, the future comes standard.
Might be, I don't know. Might be a spot over there, and I think I see something in front of it though, like a dumpster or something. I could probably even also. I could probably even park over here at the truck wash if there's any opening here. That looks kind of full too. The other option is just like this guy's doing, because the lot is this lane is so damn wide. You can also park just like this guy is here in the middle of the lane and not be in anybody's way. Oh, there's one right there. It's open. Let me get my trailer pointing in the right direction, and we'll get into it. really wide spots here too, if I remember right. Yeah, plenty of wide lane here.
Ball to short. It's picked up by Sosa. Fires across the dot. This is the time that he put it down in the eighth. White to the left side. And the bullpen will depart.
Alright, so that's going to conclude this one. Let's see, we're at the Sapp Brothers truck stop in Harrisonville, Missouri, I-49. The Walmart distribution centers, you can literally throw a rock at it from here. Come out the lot, turn left, and just like barely even a couple 100 feet away, turn right, and that takes you right into their gate, or right up to their gate. So, very easy. All right, another home run for the Dodgers.
Looks with his second home run of the night.
Cool. All right, so listen, I'm gonna do a separate video more than likely for the Walmart delivery because I'm gonna be taking this trailer probably to a carrier facility after I'm done. Along the way here, been a couple spots where I smelled a sulfur smell, which is always a very obvious sign that you got battery issues. And it wasn't coming from any of my truck batteries, and I figured out eventually that it was actually coming from the reefer unit battery. So I'm gonna have to take it to a shop and get the battery replaced, and also have them figure out maybe troubleshoot if there's something other than the battery itself causing it, because sometimes it could be corrosion on the terminals, or it could be a weak ground or something, you know, where it's basically it's not being told to stop sending power in a way. But anyway, that'll be a wrap for this particular video. We'll have that footage, whatever ends up happening tomorrow, going from just delivering to Walmart and perhaps going to carrier or whatever. Okay, so we'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching.